Welcome back. New at 5:30, the Kern County Board of Supervisors is scheduled to vote tomorrow on an ordinance addressing homelessness that is modeled somewhat after a so-called anti-camping ordinance that Los Angeles County adopted earlier this year. 17's Robert Price explains the rationale and the opposition.
Cities and counties all over the country continue to wrestle with a persistent problem that only seems to get worse. What to do with people who, either by catastrophic circumstances, mental health, or choice, continue to live outside, oftentimes in public right-of-ways. That question has come to a head in Kern County, where the Board of Supervisors is considering whether to follow the lead of its counterparts in Los Angeles County with an ordinance tailored to fit local circumstances. The question: would it be more humane to force those so-called street campers to move, or more humane to let them stay until permanent housing can be arranged for them? In the mind of 3rd District Supervisor Mike Maggard, there's no question.
Homeless people that are rational and have decided that they don't want to live a homeless lifestyle have already moved into our shelters. Now we have a couple of groups left. One is those that absolutely do not want to conform to any social norms, and that's how they want to live, and others that aren't capable of making a decision. The people that are just happen to stop one night at the stoop of a door and that's where they slept that night, those people, many of those people have no idea how bad their circumstance is. So this is a tool to help them get back on their meds and get their life back stabilized, and when they are stabilized, move them into some transitional housing.
Not everyone agrees that's the best approach. This is Maryville Servin of the local organization Loud 4.
We all really just want the best for our community, but right now these individuals are struggling through a pandemic, are struggling through a system of poverty, and what we should be doing as a community is finding them housing and using those funds not to fund more code enforcers or police to harass these individuals, but instead use that money to build more affordable housing, build more transitional housing, and just build more shelters in general.
But to Maggard's way of thinking, it's far more humane and realistic to lift people out of homelessness through a process that takes things one step at a time toward permanent housing.
It isn't like some policeman's going to come up and roust them out or arrest them. It's a team of people that are comprised of counselors and mental health professionals to accompany them and engage there.
Everyone agrees that they have the best interests of Kern County's homeless population at heart. Not everyone agrees on the best way to address it. In Bakersfield, Robert Price, 17 News.
And that takes us back to tonight's 17 interactive feedback poll. And we've been asking you, is the unlawful camping ordinance the right way to address homelessness? Here's the way the numbers break down this half hour. 73% of you think it is the right way to address homelessness, but 27% of you disagree. Here's a look at some of your comments. Jennifer says, no, it isn't. And not because of the way it will affect the homeless, which is wrong as well, but because the ordinance is that broad, it can be used for anyone. Whitney says, this is so wrong. These folks have already lost virtually everything. Breaking up encampments just shifts the problem from one neighborhood to another. Still time for you to weigh in. You can call or text us at 888-4617. Press 1 if you think this unlawful camping ordinance is the right way to address homelessness. 2 if not. You can also text, tweet, email, or Facebook your comments to us. We'll have another look at the number.